proud to be a girl child? Can I see you raise your hand? We all have proud girl children in the house. Mediums and as many as possible. Even as a teacher, you also have the freedom of expression. And any attempt to guard that freedom, to stop you from expressing yourself, is what PEN Nigeria kicks against. So we want to make sure that whatever platform that you want to use to express yourself, that you have all the freedom to do that. But don't also forget that every freedom comes with responsibility. So you don't have to express falsehood. You don't have to express lies. You have to make sure that all of your expressions will be tied to the truth, with facts and nothing but the truth. Because when you express falsehood against somebody or against someone in public office, you are tarnishing the person's image, and it is not encouraged. Those are not the kind of freedom of expressions that PEN Nigeria is actually advocating. So we are here today to celebrate you as the girl child. Now whatever medium you find easy to express yourself, that you go ahead and build and develop yourself.
We are the mothers of the nation. We are so important. We take care of families, we take care of communities. We are very, very important. So if you don't know you are important, you better say, I am important. So what I'm coming to talk about today, it's about breaking barriers, girls becoming leaders in Africa. Do you want to be a leader? Yes. Do you want to be a leader? Yes. Yes. So the International Day of the Girl Child is observed every year on the 11th of October. It is a key global moment on which to celebrate girls everywhere in the world. Amplifying your voices, your action, your leadership. It is a day that belongs to everyone who cares about girls and everybody who cares about girls and their rights. Okay, so today, our theme this year is invest in girls, our leadership and our well-being. Being healthy, being well is what is important. But becoming leaders is even more important. And I want all of you to become what? Leaders. Say it louder. Leaders. I want all of you to become leaders. So as we come together today to recognize and advocate for the girls' rights, this is an urgent call for us in Nigeria to invest in all of you. You are in school now, right? We're investing in your education. Your parents are investing in your education. The church is investing in your education, right? And this is because we want Nigeria to have a prosperous future. So investing in girls is not just a moral imperative, it's a strategic one. It includes your right to education, your right to healthcare, your right to safety, and your right to body autonomy. What rights do you have? Your right to education, repeat after me. Your right to education, your right to healthcare, your right to safety, and your right to body autonomy. That's right over your body and what you do with it. So when we put resources into your fundamental rights, we dismantle the barriers of discrimination and poverty that are holding girls back. This kind of investment in your education, your health, your safety is a very first step that will make you have a lot of potential in life. It will create an effect that will strengthen your family, strengthen your communities, and it will strengthen the nation Nigeria. So it is essential that girls must build on their future confidently. You have to be confident. If you want to be a leader, you have to be what? Confident. And you need to claim your space in the world. So by securing your rights, we are paving the way for you to flourish. For you to flourish, to be well physically, mentally, and emotionally. So we're paving the way for you to develop into great what? Leaders. Thank you. Some people are listening. Great what? Leaders. We want you to be great leaders. So your well-being becomes the fertile ground from which leadership can grow. When girls are educated, when they are healthy, when they are safe, they are empowered to step into roles, and you become innovators, you become entrepreneurs, business people, and you become change makers. You're the ones that will give us the Nigeria that we all want to have. So you become change makers. Our topic today is breaking barriers, girls emerging as leaders in Africa. So we must nurture you, we must champion your leadership by listening to your voices, creating a space, like calling you into a place like this, and giving you the microphone to give you the opportunity to speak. So we're going to give you the microphone today. I hope some of you will be ready to ask me questions. Will you be ready to ask me questions? Yes, I want to hear some questions. Okay, so I want to tell you some history that you don't know about great Nigerian women leaders. In Nigeria, we have a very rich history of women who have led and impacted the kingdoms in Nigeria and our nation Nigeria. So first, we have Queen Idia. How many people have heard of Queen Idia? Very few. Queen Idia was a very important woman. In the Benin Kingdom, how many people have heard of Benin? At the end of the 15th century, Oba Ozodwa died, and he left two very powerful sons. His sons were fighting because both of them wanted to become king. But you know, two people cannot be king, only one, right? So while they were fighting, this led to war in Benin. And as the people in Benin were fighting, because of these two men, the sons of the Oba, who were fighting to become Oba, the Igala people who lived next door, they came and they started fighting with Benin to control their territory. One of the men, Esike is his name, he defeated his brother, conquered the Igala, and established the unity of Benin Kingdom. And the story and history says that it was his mother, Idia, who led the victory of war with her political advice and her medicinal knowledge. She knew a lot about medicine. So when the warriors, when the soldiers were being wounded on the battlefield, she was helping to make them well. So to reward and honor her son Esige created a new position in the king's palace. And that position is called Iyoba. So till today in Nigeria, the position of the Queen Mother is a very special position. So after the Queen Mother, Queen Idia, the next example is Queen Amina Osaria. Has everybody heard of Queen Amina? Queen Amina inherited her mother's warlike nature. And when she was 16 years old, when her mother became queen, traditional title of Magajia. She became very good with her military skills, and she became very famous for her bravery and her military exploits. So Amina is an architect. Did you know that Amina was an architect, not just a warrior? She was a very famous architect. She built the wall surrounding the city, and that wall that she built became known as Amina's Wall because she used it to protect many other cities that she conquered. So for 34 years, can you imagine for 34 years, Amina conquered many territories. So she extended the border of Zaria and became the center of North-South Saharan trade and East-West Sudanese trade. So after Amina, what's the next example I want to give you? How many people know Mrs. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti? Wow, I'm impressed. Mrs. Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti was born on the 25th of October 1900. She was a teacher, she was a political campaigner for women's rights, she was a women's rights activist, and her political activities led to her being described as the guardian of female rights in Nigeria, and she was also known as the mother of Africa. She founded an organization of women in Abeokuta that had a membership of over 20,000 women. So Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti campaigned for women's votes. She was one of the few women in the 1950s who was elected to the House of Chiefs. It was one of the most influential bodies in Western Nigeria. My next example is Chief Margaret Eko. How many know Miss Margaret Eko? Cross River State. So she comes from Cross River State. She was educated like you up to standard 6. But then in 1934, her father died. When her father died, she had to leave school because there was nobody to pay her school fees. So she became a teacher. She Margaret Eko became a teacher and later married a doctor and moved to Aba. Later, she was able to go and further her studies, and she got a diploma in domestic science in Dublin, and that is in the United Kingdom. She returned to Nigeria and established a domestic science and sewing institute in Aba. So Mrs. Margaret Eko was aware of civil rights movement for women around the world. She demanded the same for Nigerian women. She fought against discrimination and oppression. She later joined a political party, and she joined Funmilayo Ransome-Kuti to protest the killings at Enugu Mine. Did you know that Chief Margaret Eko and Funmilayo Kuti were friends? They were good friends. And they fought together for the rights of Nigerian women. Mrs. Margaret Eko also won a seat in the Eastern Regional House of Assembly in 1961, and that allowed her to continue to fight for women. So I'm telling you about all this history, and I'm happy you know some of them, really, because it is important to know the history of Nigerian women. The people who have fought for you and I to have rights to vote and rights to do so many things in this country. But let's talk about Nigeria today. So I have about 6 examples for today. How many know Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala? Have you heard of her? Okay. There are some studious people here. So today in Nigeria, we have Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She's an internationally recognized economist. She's a public servant. She's a 2-time minister of Nigeria. And she's the first African and she's the first woman to become the director of the World Trade Organization, WTO, and she is what? She's a Nigerian. Say to me, she's a Nigerian, just like you. Then there's Amina Mohammed. Amina Mohammed is a diplomat who is also a former minister of Nigeria. She became the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. So we have a Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations who is a Nigerian. Then we have Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. She's a writer, she's a novelist, she's a speaker. She's famous for the novels she has written. So she's an international star, and she's a Nigerian. Another one is a Nigerian. Then we have Tara Fela-Durotoye. Tara Fela-Durotoye is a beauty specialist. She makes makeup. She's a beauty entrepreneur from Port Harcourt. And in Port Harcourt University, they designed and they developed an AI-powered mobile app that uses facial recognition and voice interaction to detect driver fatigue. So these two girls have developed an app to prevent accidents that come from the driver being tired. They entered a competition, 2 Nigerian girls. They beat other children from 117 countries.
Now my question is that who made Girls Day?
My name is Kobe Tochukwu. I'm from Justice 1D. My question is that who created Girls Day and why did they do it? Who created Girls Day and why did they do it?
Yes, and I want to ask that what about other privileged girls that don't have rights for education? Would they also be leaders? What about other privileged girls that don't have rights for education? Would they also be leaders?
We can hear Vietnam in just 2D. And I want to ask a question that how can you be a doctor, a lawyer, or any other thing you want? Because I have multiple things I want to be on my mind. But how can you be everything at the same time? I don't think it's possible. And my head. That's my question.
My name is Ogidi Emanuela. Why do people stop us from being curious? We have to be curious to know some things, but some people stop us. We have to be curious. If we are curious, we have to know some things.
My name is Daniela. I want to ask, my question is, who was the person to ever do the biggest achievement in history?
My name is Ibetuola. I am my question is, Mr. B, how do you become a lawyer, a pastor, a writer, and a president of a nation at the same time? Because I don't understand.
My question, if you want to become something that your parents don't want you to be that, like if you want to be a doctor, but your parents want you to be a teacher, what should you do?
Why can a woman not be a president? Centuries to centuries, only men can be a president.
Now, for the first question, how can you be a writer? I tell you, I struggled with that as a child. And I'm going to treat one or more questions together, which also addresses your parents not routine or relying on your dream. Now, I struggled with being a writer as a young kid. I had this wild imagination in my head. And every time I tried to put it together, my dad would just look at me and be like, you're wasting your time. And I always looked up to Professor Wole Soyinka. You know, he was a role model to me. He was a mentor. And I made sure that I went after my dream. So the goal is, whatever it is you want to become, make it known to your parents. Some of them might oppose it. They might want you to be a banker, want you to be a doctor or a lawyer. Now, being a doctor or a lawyer does not stop you from being a writer. Our mommy here, she's a lawyer and she's also a writer. So in whatever profession you find yourself, do not limit yourself. Make sure you learn to express yourself. So even if your parents are not in line with it, over time, they will accept it. For me, what I did was, first of all, I made sure I met Professor Wole Soyinka, right? And then after that, I got some connections and met the editor of Punch newspaper back then. And he gave me a corner to write in the newspaper, Teenagers Corner. Every Saturday, they publish my story. The first time my story was published, I got the paper and I showed it to my dad. And he was so impressed. And that was one thing that made me start believing in my dream. Because he used to think, why are you wasting your time? You're writing what the world will not see. But the moment he realized that my writings were going out there to the world, he learned to appreciate it. So you can be whatever you want to be without any limitation. It doesn't stop you from chasing your career, right? And then writing is always a passion. It is a hobby. Are we all together? Writing is a hobby. Today, I am the head of the department in a solar company, solar energy company. But it doesn't stop me from being a writer. At my leisure time, I write. Do you understand? But it doesn't mean that you cannot be a writer full time. You can be a writer full time. But because we also want to earn income, being a writer might not make you earn that income you want to earn immediately. It is the passion behind it that will push you. And eventually, that money will come. So it is important to have that career first, right? And then do not let go of your passion. I hope I'm able to clarify your thoughts on that. Then the second question, who made the International Girls' Day and why? The International Girls' Day was actually an idea that came from the United Nations, and it was passed into law on October 11, 2012. And the reason was to, encourage girl-child inclusion. Like some of you have mentioned, back in the day, our forefathers would only spend their money on the male child, and they saw the girl child as the one that would end up in a man's house and end up in the kitchen. But we can say today that we are having Why? I think that, I was privileged. I was privileged to have a mother who was a teacher. So in my house, if you are not curious, they will force you to be curious. So my own parents encouraged us to be curious. But I remember my son, the one I talked about, when he was about 8 years old. He was asking his teacher a question. The teacher didn't know the answer. But sometimes they tell you not to tell when they don't know the answer. The teacher didn't know the answer. I said I was saying she didn't know the answer. She told me that curiosity killed the cat. I had to go and quarrel with the teacher that please curiosity will not kill my son. So really, there are two problems. One, when you are curious about some things, sometimes the reason they tell you not to be curious is that the answer they are to give is not appropriate for somebody your age. It's not something that you're supposed to know. Are we paying attention? So sometimes they tell you not to be curious because the answer is not meant for somebody your age. Sometimes they tell you not to be curious when they don't have an answer for your question. Right? But it should not stop you from being curious. If you don't get an answer, then you must search for the answer. Do you understand? So there's a lot, we're trying to encourage you to video. A lot of young people like video, they want to work, they're not working to video.
Strong like the sun after the rain, hardworking as a bee, burning through pain. I rise with purpose, I chase each dream. Focused and fearless, I build my own strength. I strive for success with fire in my soul. Every setback fuels me, every challenge a goal. I am a go-getter, bold and precise. I climb each mountain, no matter the size. I never give up. I bend but don't break. I learn from losses, the risks that I take. With grief in my heart and stars in my sight, I move ever forward, day into night. Thank you.
And let's say a poem about girls. The girl child is not a shadow. She's flesh, she's breath, she's a promise. Born not to be needy, but to stand as tall as the sky. She's not less, not a burden, not a mouthful touch. She is the quiet truth that nature forgets that every nature believes in her body, that every story believes in her name. They try to hold her to silence, but silence cannot contain her. Her voice is the sound of rivers breaking through. The girl child carries songs in her veins and 1,000 generations in her bones. When she prays for many. When she rises for all. The girl child is not waiting for permission. She's waiting for the world to know that without her, there is no future. So, remember her name, remember her face, because when the girl child walks, she shifts the space.
Distinguished guests, teachers, and fellow students, today we honor the girl child. She's not just a daughter or sister, but the very backbone of our society and the driving force of our future. Every girl is born with intelligence, strength, and leadership potential. She is a unique force, and with the right support, she can achieve everything she sets her mind to do. We must ensure that she is not limited by discrimination, violence, or inequality, but instead empowers to life. Education is the key to unlocking her potential. When we educate a girl, we uplift her, her family, and her entire community. We equip her with knowledge and skills to think independently, challenge norms, and become a productive and competent member of our society. But education alone is not enough. We must provide her with a safe and secure environment where she is valued, respected, and protected from harm. We must fight for our rights as to the same opportunities given to boys in education, employment, and other broadening aspects of So, my assurance, who can keep the silence of the night? Who can conquer the soulless failures? Not the strongest warriors of our time. When the silence breaks through the moonlight, when the sun shines in the horizon, and the rain will flash in the an aura of peace washes over the world. Thank you. Please be on your best behavior. Please welcome Mrs. A.K. Ocha.
Good morning, students. My name is Mrs. Osha, and I am a human rights activist. Do you know what a human activist does? A human rights activist is someone that fights for the rights of people. But my own human rights activist, I decided to fight for the rights of the girl child. And I'm going to tell you the reason why after I have told you this short story of my life. So please pay attention to my story. God bless you.
Which money? What did you do? Oh, come on. Sorry, I'll pay you later. Is it your something like that?
You have listened to my story. You can see that I had the opportunity because my mother decided to help me. I came from a place where education was not permanent. So as a girl child, even the boys, but today is all about the girls. Do we understand? As a girl child, you should fight for your rights. You should believe in yourself. Believe that you have a bright future. Do what you need to do and do it when you need to do it. Do not wait for anybody to push you. Do you understand? Being a girl should not be a determinant of what you can do, where you can go, or what you can become. I pray the Lord helps you as you move on and become bright in the future in Jesus' name. Thank you for your time.
To make it, we're saving our lives. It's true, make a better day. Just you are.
So the first on our performance list is Abdul. Gani is second. A round of applause for Abdul.
A girl
child is the daughter of the motherland. She is a girl that walks like sunrise. She is a girl that blooms like countless days, with countless days. When a girl tells you to bed, the whole earth moves. A girl tells dreams. She's there. She opens doors. She finds the light in shadow days. A spark of wonder in her days. A girl child walks in the storm and storms the souls that are feeling warm. She dances through fire that others pass. She's no thunder, wild, nor is she wicked. She's calm, kind herself, and pure. A girl child feels the pain of others and tries to make peace between them. Two of bodies when a girl child are the same thing. Others don't know she was part of breaking up and still nothing is bothering her. The world may shout, but she's on the stronger song that brings us. The world may try to change her. She's shallow, pale, and plastic. She is thunder, held in the days. A rebel soul with lion face. For every girl, don't let me shine. They bloom like flowers in their own time. And when they die, they leave a mark that even time cannot mark. A powerful leg, a full-spoke leg, to banish darkness, to conquer fear. Let every girl in every land live in knowledge. They are girls, and they are the world. Without girls in this world is 50% of the world. Did anyone know? Papa, did anyone know? Mama? Who is that boy? Who is there? It's Chief boy. Mama, who is it? Hey! Who is it? Welcome, Mama. It's not pretty for our son. I heard that. I want to ask your daughter for hand marriage. Chief! My daughter! But Chief, you know my daughter is the way I'm not saying. I'm the name that I village, but I don't care. This is Steve. We just want to have you. There's no pressure around the marriage. But people have to say, yes, it knows the condition. Child decided to break the truth of the young child not being educated. My
The last question is that a young girl asked, why can a woman not be president? I also want to tie into the question of why did our fathers allow the boys to go to school and neglect the girls? The answer to this question is that if you read the history of mankind, do you know the history of mankind, the history of human beings? From the beginning of time, men went to work and women took care of the home. Do we know that? Men went to work and women took care of the home. So the kind of training the men got is what allows them to work and get paid. The kind of training women were getting is what allows them to take care of the home and their children. Although that one does not have salary. That's the difference. That one is not paid work. So that's the difference. So today, women have joined the workforce. If women are joining the workforce and you want to have equal rights to the men, you have to have equal education, equal access, equal opportunity, equal resources, equal everything. And this is what is the genesis of girls' rights. We cannot start from when you are as old as the rest of us here. We have to start from when you are young, like you are. And that's why we're telling you that, sometimes your teacher might annoy you. Sometimes you quarrel with your friend. Sometimes you don't want to wake up and go to school. Oh God. But you get up and you go to school because that is the foundation of your future. Don't joke with it at all. It doesn't matter what is happening in school, you must graduate. You must become knowledgeable. Knowledge is. If there's something I want you to remember is that knowledge is power. So why can't a woman be president? There is nothing in the Nigerian constitution, nothing in the Nigerian law that stops a woman from becoming president. So, what is it that stops? You don't have enough people voting for the women. So you know what I will tell you? The minute you become voting, get your voter's card and vote for a woman. That's how you will get there. What did I say? As soon as you are of age, get your voter's card and vote for a woman. That is the only way a woman will get there. If she has enough votes to be able to become president, more of us have to vote for this one. Nothing is stopping them. We're used to voting for men. That's the problem. And we have only male candidates. So we have to have more women. We have to have more women that we can vote for. So please, I am hoping that some of you here will run for president of Nigeria. How many of you are going to run for president of Nigeria? Yeah, I hope I'll be alive to vote for you. Thank you very much. Get in school, win awards, but keep a file with all your writing. I wrote poetry, I wrote drama, I wrote stories, and I wrote the lines to songs. And that is what I did until I was 17. So I had this. I wanted to be a broadcaster. And I went and told my dad I want to be a broadcaster. My dad said, God forbid, a broadcaster. What are you going to do there? So you see how old I am. In those days, it was not acceptable to be a broadcaster, not like today. So what happened? My father said I should go and get a profession. I still, in my own time, there was no JAMB. The JAMB is for you people. When I was going to university, we didn't have JAMB. We did what they call professional exam. I still applied to UNILAG for passport. And I got the mark, the score for admission. But I was too young. They refused to admit me. I was 16, they were 18. So you know what I had to do? You know what I had to do? I had to go back to my guidance counselor in school. And I told her that what I want to do a good lawyer because you like helping people. That's how I became a lawyer. But I continued writing. So when I left university, I now look for organizations like PEN that our auntie here comes from, Anna. So what you will do is you will now go to those organizations where people like you are writing, and then you'll be old enough, you are earning salary, you can publish your book. So nothing stops you. I want you to know that nothing stops you from being a writer. Say after me, nothing stops me from being a writer. Nothing stops you. Number two, when your parents don't agree to the profession you want, it's not because they don't love you. It's because they are looking at your future and they are worried about your future. They want you to have a good life. So there are two things you can do. You can ask family members that your father will listen to and say, oh, please, grandpa, please help me talk to daddy. See whether daddy will agree. Sometimes daddy will agree. Sometimes daddy will not agree. Let me tell you what happens when daddy doesn't agree. So I went to university and I studied law. I came out and started working as a lawyer. To show you that God is almighty. Say God is almighty. You know how I became a broadcaster? I went, you know, in my speech I said, understand that education is your power. Knowledge is repeat it, so knowledge is because I know that knowledge is power. I went and did a master. By the time I came back, God made it so that Nigerian government will establish small television stations, and they needed people to work in those television stations. That was how I applied for the job, and I became somebody who works in a broadcasting station. Before I hand the mic back to our auntie, I will now answer the question of how can you be a lawyer, a this, a that, this one and the other, only one person. Let me tell you how. You know that all of you, every one of you is unique. Do you agree? Say I am unique. As you are unique, God made all of you multi-talented. Everybody has more than one talent. Say that I have more than one talent. So there are so many things that you can do in life. So I started with law. I went to work in broadcasting. I was writing at the same time. I published my books. I retired from law. I started I'm a businesswoman. The name of my business is Tokima Bogia. And while doing that, my son, one of my children, God gave him my talent. He too started writing. But unlike my parents, because I'm a writer, I saw it when he was age 6. So I encouraged him to write. In fact, the boy was writing on toilet paper, I was running all over the house. In school, win awards, but keep a file with all your writing. I wrote poetry, I wrote drama, I wrote stories, and I wrote the lines to songs. And that is what I did until I was 17. So I had this, I wanted to be a broadcaster. And I went and told my daddy I want to be a broadcaster. My daddy said, God forbid, a broadcaster, what are you going to do there? So you see how old I am. In those days, it was not acceptable to be a broadcaster, not like today. So what happened? My father said I should go and get a profession. I still, in my own time, there was no JAMB. The JAMB is for you. When I was going to university, we didn't have JAMB. We did what it's a very great job.
school today, and I am so impressed with the children and their performances. I want to thank you for all that you're doing. My mother was a teacher and also a school principal, so I know exactly how much work you are doing for this school to be like this. We thank God for you. We thank God for the children. It is a pleasure to give this certificate of artistic excellence to the junior school from congratulations, man.
Yes, we thank God. The report we are getting is an impressive one. They have not been with us, but today that they have come to visit us, present all that they have for us, they have seen that you are doing good work. You are responding well, and the school is moving forward. We are grateful to you for the encouragement, for your being in our midst, and for what you have come to do today. You have added to their knowledge. You have added to their experience. They will never forget it in life. Their children, wherever they get to, they remember this day, and they remember you. And God will also bless you for it. Thank you so much for all you have done. Thank you for your love for our school. The Apostolic Church Grammar School has been like this, and God has been helping us. We pray that by this time next year, we still have you. God will protect every one of us, and God will take care of your home school. Thank you so much for all of you. We are grateful. Please stand up, everybody. What do we say to them? Thank you, Father, and thank you, sir. We are grateful. Don't go yet. The program is not yet over. Don't stay where you are. God bless you. We are grateful.
It's an absolute pleasure to present you the certificate of artistic excellence. This certificate is accompanied with a copy of my book that I wrote with my son. It also has a copy of the brochure when it went on stage. So congratulations again and well done.
Okay, this year, please.
So, Yanni, you really impressed me with your performance. Really impressed with your performance. Please give her another round of applause. You must encourage her. So I am absolutely delighted to present you with the Certificate of Artistic Excellence from Penn, Nigeria, accompanied with a copy of my publication with my son, so you'll be able to do those performances as well, which also has in it 2 brochures about the stage performance of the performance. Thank you for what you do.
Okay, this way, please.
Congratulations.
All right, this way. One more.
Omodara, please. Olajide Omodara.
Lots of opportunities for you. It's a pleasure to do this certificate of artistic excellence. Come to the copy of my book, share with my son, and a copy of the performance to share with your friends. Congratulations. Do the good work. You get better opportunities and everything. Give a great pleasure to do the certificate of artistic excellence. Come to the copy of my book that I wrote with my son, and then a copy of the brochure to stage performance. Going to share with your friends. And congratulations again for today.
As we wrap up today's celebration, let us remember that every girl carries within her the power to shape the future. When we support
is Tokima Boguje, and I am a past president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry and current honorary consul for the United Republic of Tanzania to Lagos State. Today we are celebrating the International Day of the Girl Child, which usually happens on October 11th, but because we wanted to fellowship with young girls at the Apostolic Church Grammar School here in Ketu, we're having our celebration on the 10th of October, today Friday. And I am here as a guest of PEN Nigeria, and today we are relating with the girls in this Apostolic Church Grammar School, speaking about girls' rights and girls emerging as Africa's leaders tomorrow. So the emphasis has generally been on what girls themselves can do to aspire to be those leaders that we want in Africa. And the conversation was around the pointers around that. But one thing that I did realize was in talking to the young children of today, especially because there's a huge gap in our history curriculum for children in secondary school, I had to give them a background of the wonderful women in Nigerian history who have transformed the political scene, the social scene, the development scene of our country, dating back to the kingdoms where we had Queen Idia of Benin, we had Queen Amina of Zaria, and talking about in the 20th century, Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, Margaret Epo, and such women. Moving forward to the 20th century, reminding them that we have the likes of Dr. Okonjo-Iweala to be proud of, first woman, first African to lead as DG at the WTO. We have our Amina J. Mohammed at the United Nations, talks about women from other fields such as Mo Abudu, who is a TV mogul, talk about Chimamanda Adichie, who is a writer, letting these girls know that no matter what field you're in, you can rise to be a leader. But it's all up to you, your mindset. Be confident, be courageous, speak up, know your rights, invest in yourself, learn technology. That is the language of the future. Learn to speak up for yourself, know what your rights are, and understand that knowledge is power. Ensure you get that education. The rights we're focusing on are right to education, right to health, right to safety, and right to body autonomy. So today, the International Day for the Girl Child 2025, it is about more power to girls, getting that 50% of our population engaged in development. Nigeria can only benefit. There's a lot of research that shows in corporate Nigeria that the more women you have in positions of power and decision making, the better the bottom line of those companies. Definitely the more women we have in development, politically, socially, and culturally in Nigeria, the more prosperous this nation will be. And because this nation is the largest economy and the giant of Africa, the more prosperous Africa will be. So we speak for the Africa that we want. Thank you.
My name is Ralph Tathagata. I am the Secretary of PEN Nigeria. Today, being 10th October, we call it 1010, is the International Day of the Girl Child. And as PEN Nigeria Center, the Center of PEN International, headquartered in London, we are joining the whole world, including UNICEF and the United Nations, to celebrate today as the International Day of the Girl Child. The whole essence is to make sure that we encourage the girl child to express herself freely in all aspects of life, in her profession, as a banker, as a lawyer, as a teacher, and whatever career that the girl child may choose. What we do in essence is to ensure that we encourage and embolden the girl child with this celebration to make sure that no girl child anywhere is denied her right of expression, be it in her profession, in her career, in whatever she has chosen to do. We want to make sure that the Nigerian girl child and the girl child anywhere in the world has the freedom, the courage, the tenacity to express herself. So we also appreciate the Apostolic Church Grammar School for giving us this platform to encourage all the girls in this school to express themselves and to empower them with whatsoever we have at our disposal to encourage them.
Good day everyone, my name is Tony Adenubi, President PEN Nigeria. Today is all about the International Day of the Girl Child, and we are at the Apostolic Church Grammar School to celebrate this beautiful occasion. And the essence of this is actually to motivate our girls, you know, to develop themselves. They shouldn't be in the background. They should be at the forefront. Our women, our girls are also the future leaders of tomorrow. And so today, what we expect is for the girls to look deep into themselves, identify their core values, and then expand on it, you know, go for it. The idea is for them to be go-getters. So we are looking forward to having our girls turn up. We've had a couple of them come out with questions, and we've been so excited to give the answers to their questions. So we are looking forward to having more participation with them. So today, that's what today is all about, actually.
Yeah, my name is Adebayo Olatunde Samuel. I teach English Studies at International School, University of Lagos. I'm the Vice President 1 of PEN International. Well, it's very worth it and noteworthy that the world is celebrating the girl child today. Today is the International Day of the Girl Child. Everybody should realize that we all came from Eve. We are all sons and daughters of Eve, the first human created by God. And a lot of traits that we exhibit or demonstrate as human beings, creativity and everything, must have come to a large extent from Eve, the wife of Adam. So we have to celebrate the girl child internationally at least one day, which is today. And I even encourage us to have 2 days for celebrating the girl child, because girl children nowadays they are proving to be extraordinarily intelligent. They are proving to be very good professionally in any profession in which they enter. They are proving to be great lawyers. They are proving to be great this and great that. My only daughter is a barrister, and she did very well as a barrister. She works in a conglomerate. So nobody should look down on girl children again, that they are supposed to be confined to the kitchen or the other room, or that kind of attitude. Things have transgressed, past that attitude to girls. Ladies are vice chancellors now. Ladies are engineers. Ladies are this, ladies are that. In fact, I even have a lot of information that ladies are probably, or to a large extent, more useful to their parents nowadays than the male child. So I'm very happy to take part or to participate in the International Year of the Girl Child. I wish the female gender more successes in life and in all endeavors of their lives.